Every night you lose consciousness, your body goes limp, your eyes stop seeing, and then something strange happens. Your brain builds an entire world from scratch, complete with people, places, emotions, and physics that don't exist, and you believe every single second of it. You've been doing this since you were born. You'll do it again tonight. And science still can't fully explain why. What we do know is stranger than any dream. And by the end of this, you'll never think about sleep the same way again. Here's what we know for certain. Every night, your brain cycles through stages of sleep, roughly every 90 to 120 minutes. One of those stages is called REM sleep, rapid eye movement. During REM, your brain looks almost identical to when you're wide awake. Your heart rate picks up, your eyes dart behind closed lids, and your body, your arms, your legs, your muscles, goes completely paralyzed. That last part is not an accident. We'll come back to it. Here's what's happening inside your skull while you dream. The parts of your brain responsible for emotion, the amygdala, the hippocampus, are running hot. The part responsible for logic, reality checking, and asking, wait, does this make sense? The prefrontal cortex goes quiet. That's why you can fly in a dream and not question it. That's why you can talk to someone who died years ago and feel completely normal about it. Your brain's fact checker clocked out, and in its place, something else took over. Researchers at the University of Wisconsin identified what they call a posterior cortical hot zone, a cluster of regions at the back of the brain. When this zone is active, you're having an experience. When it's quiet, you're not. It doesn't matter whether you're in REM or not. The dream isn't in the sleep stage. The dream is in that zone. So we know where dreams happen. We know roughly when they happen. But here's the question nobody has fully answered yet. Why does the brain do this at all? What is the point of building a fake world every single night? Hold that question. We're going to need it. Scientists have been arguing about this for decades, and right now there are at least 7 serious competing theories. Not one of them is won. Here's the most compelling evidence from each side. Theory 1. Memory. When you learn something new, your brain doesn't just file it away and move on. It replays it, reorganizes it, connects it to things you already know. And some of that work happens while you sleep. In one study, people who dreamed about a spatial navigation task showed greater improvement the next day than people who didn't. The brain wasn't just resting, it was practicing. But here's the catch. Sleep can improve memory even without a recalled dream. So the question is the dream doing the work? Or is it just a window into work that's already happening underneath? Theory 2. Emotion. Matthew Walker, a neuroscientist at UC Berkeley, proposed something called sleep to forget, sleep to remember. The idea: during REM sleep, your brain replays emotional memories, but in a neurochemical environment that strips away the distress. You keep the lesson, you lose the sting. It's like editing a traumatic memory while the alarm system is turned off. People deprived of REM sleep show increased emotional reactivity the next day. They're more irritable, more reactive to negative stimuli. Their emotional brakes don't work as well. Theory 3. Threat rehearsal. A Finnish neuroscientist named Antti Revonsuo proposed that dreams evolved as a kind of virtual training ground, a safe space to practice detecting danger, escaping predators, navigating threats, without the actual risk of dying. And there's evidence for it. Children exposed to real-world violence have significantly more threatening dreams than children who aren't. The brain seems to be running threat simulations. But here's the problem with that theory. Realistic survival threats appear in fewer than 20% of dreams. And in most of those dreams, the dreamer doesn't successfully escape. If this is a training simulation, it's not a very good one. In 2021, a neuroscientist at Tufts University named Eric Howell proposed something that sounds like it belongs in a computer science textbook. He called it the Overfitted Brain Hypothesis. Here's the idea. In machine learning, when an AI is trained on the same data over and over, it stops being able to generalize. It gets too good at the specific examples it's seen, too rigid, too specialized. To fix this, engineers inject random noise into the training data. It forces the system to stay flexible. Hull's argument: dreams do the same thing for your brain. Every day you experience roughly the same environment, the same people, the same routines. Your brain starts to overfit to your life. Dreams inject the noise, the bizarre scenarios, the impossible physics, the random combinations of people and places. They're not glitches. They're the brain's way of staying cognitively flexible. It's a beautiful theory. It's also not yet proven, but it might be the most honest description of what dreams feel like from the inside. Now, back to that question we left open. Why does the brain do this? Here's one way to find out. Take it away. When researchers selectively deprive people of REM sleep, waking them up every time they enter it, something predictable happens. Their emotional regulation collapses. They become more reactive to negative stimuli. Their pain sensitivity increases, their ability to extinguish fear responses weakens, and then the brain fights back. On recovery nights, it spends more time in REM than usual. It treats lost REM like a biological debt it will collect. That rebound tells us something important. REM sleep, and the dreaming that comes with it, is not optional. The brain considers it essential. We just don't know exactly what it's essential for. And here's the part that should genuinely humble you. We can send signals from inside a dream. Lucid dreamers, people who become aware they're dreaming while still asleep, can use prearranged eye movements to signal researchers left, right, left, right. While polysomnography confirms they're in REM sleep, while their body is paralyzed, while their brain is building a world that doesn't exist, they can reach out and say, "I'm here. I know I'm dreaming. That's not a trick. That's a person, conscious, inside a dream, communicating with the waking world." So why do humans dream? The honest answer, the scientifically accurate answer, is that we don't fully know. 7 serious theories, decades of research, thousands of studies, and the best we can say is probably several things at once: memory, emotion, simulation, flexibility. Maybe all of them. Maybe none of them are the real reason, and dreaming is just what a brain looks like when it's doing everything else it needs to do. But here's what we do know. Every night your brain refuses to stop. It keeps running, keeps building, keeps connecting. It takes the fragments of your day, the faces, the fears, the half-remembered conversations, and it does something with them. Something we can measure but not fully explain. Something that appears to be essential. Something that has been happening in every human brain every night for as long as humans have existed. You've spent roughly a third of your life asleep, and a significant portion of that time, your brain was somewhere else entirely, building worlds, running simulations, practicing being you. That's not nothing. That might be everything. If you found this interesting, there's a lot more where that came from. Next time, we're going into something equally strange and equally human. Subscribe so you don't miss it. And tonight, when you close your eyes, pay attention to where you end up.